Welcome back to Good Day. Dallas City Council may decide tomorrow what will happen to two Confederate war memorials. Councilmember Philip Kingston, knee-deep in that one. You have some issues. We're talking about two different monuments. One, of course, the Lee statue that was removed. One that is still standing that is just, how would you describe that? It's a problem because people don't exactly love that one like they did the work of art, the Lee statue. Do you think both of them are going to be disposed of in one form or fashion?
Yes, the Lee statue I think will be sold. That's what staff has proposed. That's what I think council, the people on council who have brought this issue forward have suggested. And that money will be used, the proceeds of the sale, to fund the Allen Brooks lynching memorial that some of the advocates had called for, with I think the remainder of those funds going into public art. So there's a real chance for turning that symbol into something that is a more modern symbol.
The Lee one is a work of art. It was created by one of the great sculptors of its time in the 1930s. The other one is very simple and not quite so beloved or revered as a work of art. Is that just going to be torn down?
I think that we'll either tear it down or store it at Hensley Field, where we've had the Lee stored. Yeah. I mean, the city essentially has unlimited storage.
Right.
But it's yeah, it was not artistic. I encourage people to go read the inscriptions that are on it, because I don't think anyone would love it once they get to know it a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's pretty horrifying in terms of what's written on the actual thing. It's not a really good, it's certainly not a good symbol of our city. We're not putting it on any of the Convention and Visitors Bureau stuff. We're clearly not proud of it. A friend of mine actually took pictures of it in front of various scenes from the Dallas skyline, which is pretty, those would not make good marketing materials.
Right. The Lee one may be sold to a private collector, but will not be destroyed as far as anyone's concerned.
No, I mean, honestly, no one would destroy it even if it weren't a great work of art, because it's just a huge piece of bronze.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a silly waste of time. But also, I think that there are people who can collect it and appropriately display it on private property.
Yeah. And as you talk about using the money from the sale of that one, the expected sale, then turning it around into something positive for that memorial, and give folks who don't know the history of the lynching memorial.
Okay, so Allen Brooks was accused of a crime in Dallas in 1910, I believe. Mm-hmm. And he was, instead of being tried, he was dragged by his neck from the second story of the Old Red Courthouse and dragged a mile up Main Street to Ackerd, where he was hanged from a decorative arch that once stood there. Across the country, we're trying to do more commemoration of lynchings, kind of to teach children that history. And there's a way to do it in a way that is artistic and appropriate for the city of Dallas without being overly garish or,
right.
You know, it's something that commemorates actual history. And that's been the problem with these other memorials, is they celebrate a version of history that never occurred. They're basically false history. So we're converting false history into real history.
All right, we will keep tabs on this tomorrow. We appreciate your service on City Council as well. It's going to be fascinating to see how this turns out.
Always glad to be here.
Thanks so much.